Well, hello there, my little darlings. Today, we've been invited to a game day where a bunch of the ladies get together and play Rummy Cube and I think it's called Mexican Train. I call it train wreck, but anyhow, it's a fun game and a bunch of us ladies down here get together and do it. Thing is everybody's to bring sort of like an appetizer or just a little snack and whatever you want to drink. So today, because the chickens have laid so many eggs, that we got a fridge full of them. And I thought, well, maybe it would be really nice to do a quiche. And that's what I'm going to make today is a quiche to take to the do. And one thing about quiche, it's quite economical. I mean, you do a pie crust, and you do like some bacon, some cheese, a little bit of onion. We're going to put poblano pepper in it. Some people put a little chopped up tomato. So it's kind of like a thing that you can almost put anything in it as long as you have the eggs, right? And the pie crust. So the pie crust is cooked ahead of time, which I always thought that it wasn't, but really it is. So I'm going to do the pie crust now and get things ready for it. We have to be there at noon, so the rush is on, right? What I like to do is have all my ingredients set out ahead of time because there's nothing worse than getting halfway through a recipe, checking out the cupboard and go, oh man, I don't have, whatever it is I need, right? You got to go to the store, you got to stop. It's like, that's just bullshit. But anyhow, so I like to lay all the ingredients out and get it ready to go. I'm going to put a pie crust together, slip it together into my little pie plate, take it over there to the oven and brown it up. Then afterwards, Donna's going to come through and she's going to do the fried bacon and onion and then get the poblano in there and get it all ready, and then we'll mix it all together and show you how it turns out. And yeah, so it's been great, you guys. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen you guys here with me doing a cooking show. And sometimes I've been getting requests on different things to cook. And a lot of them are like cooking for one or just the two. So like with you single people or, a couple that don't want to cook up a whole batch of stuff. Although if you do cook up a big meal, you can always divide it up and freeze little portions of it so that it's, nice and easy in a couple of days when you just don't want to cook, right? So anyhow, I'm going to get going on this. I'll get it all together and I'll show you what get it ready to go, and we'll go from there. So the ingredients are flour, salt, a little bit of sugar. I can use this recipe, the same pie crust recipe, for savories, which is kind of like for meats and stuff like that, or with pastries, which are the sweeter. So it just depends on how much sugar I put in. I'm going to tone it down a little bit because this is quiche and we don't want it to have a really sweet crust. So let's see, I got flour, salt, sugar, manteca, which is like a lard. I think this is a vegetable lard, and you can also buy stuff that is like a animal fat. But I kind of like to use the vegetable one because it really seems to make a fluffy little pastry shell. So, and I use water. I use water in that. Some people use milk, but I find that water will give it a more of a fluffier texture, because if you use milk, milk is a binding thing, and it'll make it more tougher. So, all right, I'm going to get going on this. I don't know if we should do it all on video or what. Let's just, shorten it a little bit. Well, down here, there's ants in just about everything. There are little ants or big ants. There's ants everywhere. That's one thing about Mexico or a hotter climate, is the ants. Now we keep it in plastic bags. The flour, the sugar, the whatever. I'm already making a mess. I haven't even started yet. But anyhow, we get flour. Let's see. It's 2.5 cups, but yeah, it doesn't really have to be too accurate, but relatively accurate. And I'm not That's 2, I think. And another half. Come on. Oh, shit. There we go. All right, 2.5 cups. Let's kind of move the flour off to the side. Okay, so salt, 1 teaspoon of salt. Use it with the big end here. Let's see, that's the tablespoon. I like to use the little dingy bobbers. 1 teaspoon. Yeah, that's about right. And then we do the sugar. Where did I put the sugar? Oh, wait a minute, it's over here. I have it from the coffee as well, so. All right, so what's it called for? 2 tablespoons of sugar. So I'm not gonna actually put the full amount in. Well, maybe I will, I don't know, 1, 2, that's good enough. It's pretty, you know, you don't have to be really sticking to the recipe because every recipe turns out just a little bit different that way. I kind of like that because you just never know what you're gonna get. Okay, so we'll mix this together. Sugar, 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 sugar. Yeah, so, okay, I'll just keep rolling it around. Okay, so now that's done. I'm gonna add the lard or manteca. Manteca is something they cook with down here. It's so delicious. But anyhow, it calls for, let's see, it calls for 3/4 of a cup of butter mixed with 1/2 cup of shortening, but I don't do that because that's just, you know, it's too by the book, right? So I'm gonna do 1 1/4 cups of this stuff. So we just kind of measure that off. I think that's 1 1/4 cup. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's good enough. And then I'm gonna get my hands all gooped up in here, make it into the size of just little pea cornmeal size, just all together. And then I'm gonna roll it all out, put it in the pie crust, put it in the oven, and we'll be right back. All right, so I've got it mixed up into a nice little crumbly, whoops, oh, I almost dropped it. Well, now you should see this counter now, but it's okay. Kind of pick up the pieces and put it. My hands are slippery because of the stuff. So anyhow, I got it mixed up into small little thingies. Oh, that would have been a real mess had I dropped that. The thing of it is, when I do a cooking show, usually the next day is laundry day because I get it all down the front of me, or cleaning lady day because it's, well, as you can see, it's all over this counter and quite a bit on the floor too. But Chicha! A lot of times the dog will eat all that stuff up. Thank God for dogs. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit of water. How much does it call for? Oh, 6 to 8 tablespoons, but yeah, let's see. Mix it together. Oh, and when I spill all the flour all over the counter, it's okay because I have to flour the countertop anyhow so I can roll it out. Oh, it's no big deal. Although, you know, it does make a bit of a mess if I don't clean it up right afterwards. This stuff starts to stick and it turns to like glue. Okay, so look, I got it. See, when it sticks to your fingers really nicely like that, it's pretty well close to being done. Okay, so now I'm gonna get the flour on the countertop. You know, I should almost wear an apron. I mean, it's not like I don't have aprons, but okay, so can you see that? Oh, maybe you can't. Maybe I'll just slide it over here a little bit more. There, how's that? No? Yeah. I put quite a bit on because otherwise it's got to be for me because my hands are all screwed up, you know. The phone never rings unless you're on the toilet, in the shower, or your hands are goopy. You know, that's just the way it is. And she'll let me know. And then I'll be scrambling to get my hands clean. Oh God, let it be for her. It's for me. Okay, so I'll be right back because I really got to scramble now and get these clean. All right, see you in a bit. Well, as it turns out, I didn't get my hands washed quick enough and the collar hung up. So I'm set, my status is set to away. So yeah, that's okay. Next time it rains, it'll definitely be for her. So let's get this ready here. Make a crust. Now, you can do these in smaller pie crusts, like the little single serving ones, you know, the meat pies, you've had those. You can do that in that, or you can do it in a full pie, make it, you know, cut it like in a wedge, like a pie. I was gonna do single servings, but the car's in the shop and we have to walk over there. If I did it in single servings, I might as well just throw it into a bucket and shake it up, because that's what it'll be like. I'm just gonna do it as a full pie. Boy, she's gonna. All right. So I've been approved now for some of that super thanks, which I didn't understand really what it was until I read up and watched a movie on it. But that's where my viewers, you guys, girls, can show your appreciation by doing the super thanks, which is, you know, I guess you push the little button where it says super thanks, and then you can, oh, that might be an ant right there. Oops. Then you can give us a super thanks. I don't know what it all is, but you can check it out if you're interested. It'll really help us with this channel, keeping things going. And we're hoping to get some new equipment. You know, we really need to get some lighting and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm going with all that. Okay, oh damn. Now I gotta find this thing here. This is one of the times where you should have had it already ahead of time, but I didn't. All right, I got this ready here. Don't want it to stick, so do that. What else was I gonna say? We've got that. Super thanks. Oh, there's this other thing that we have. I'm so surprised. It's called Teespring. Well, it used to be called Teespring. Now it's called Spring. And you can do merchandise on it. You know, like sell coffee cups or aprons, or, you know, right now I got puzzles on there. It's like, oh yeah, okay, sure. But I just wanted to try something out that was a little different. But to my surprise, they also have it where you can put your products over on OnlyFans. And I always thought that we weren't allowed to put anything like that kind of stuff over there, but it connects the store to it, so it must be okay. I'm gonna go read the guidelines again to confirm that that's a-okay. But yeah, so our OnlyFans page will have some products over there. Don't ask me what yet. I just don't know. I have to go read the stuff on it. Okay. Imagine that. Okay. Now I got this where, there, don't want it to stick. Okay, so I'm gonna get the pie plate here, these clear one, and I'm gonna attempt to get this here pie crust shell thing into here without wrecking it, because it's not easy. I'm gonna fold it over once. Okay. Whoa. Cleaning lady soon, right? Okay, and then I'm gonna bring this up and over. Oh yeah, you get it halfway in. Can you see that? Halfway in, then bring it back over here. Give it a little bit of leeway, because you're gonna have to pull it up a little bit and fit it in nicely. You know, it's gotta have some room to fill in the edges here. Oh, I got one little hole, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. The eggs will just drip through and then it'll stick to the pan. It's kind of fun watching somebody get a pie out of the thing when it's all stuck. It's like my sick pleasure, you know? So, all right, so look at that. And I have, oops, plenty left over on the sides, which you just kind of cut off like this. It's easy to do. And then all these nice little pieces you can mix together, back in to the pot and redo. do another one. And what I do is I like to make the edge. Some people do little fancy things on the edge, but I just use a fork here. It's, I guess it's more the lazy way, I don't know, but I just make an edge on it, right? Nice and easy. But this recipe that I'm doing, it uses about 6 or 8 eggs, something like that, and works. Now what you do, because when you put it into the oven to bake it, to heat it, to cook it to begin with, what happens is they'll bubble up. It bubbles up and gives air pockets, which you know you really don't want. So you just kind of fork it. I do anyhow. You know, kind of break the seal on it. Some people will put beans on like, what's that called? Silicone paper or something. Put beans down, silicone paper down first, and then the beans on top of it, which weighs it down and it'll prevent it from bubbling up. But I don't do that because I don't know what to do with the beans afterwards. They're already baked. Like, what the hell are you going to do with a bunch of beans that are baked unless you use them over and over again and put them off to the side? But I don't make pies enough to deal with that. So, okay, this is going to go into the oven, which Dawn is going to turn on the oven now. And we'll go and do the preparations for the quiche inside momentarily. So, oh God, wait till she sees this mess. Oh God, no. All right, so I'm going to get at this. And I'll see you in a bit. It's really messy. Well, hello, good morning. Buenos dias. So apparently I'm making the filler of the quiche. Susan made the crust, and I'm going to make an attempt at making quiche that I've never made before. But I think it's pretty simple. So first of all, what I'm starting with is some bacon. I have about 4 slices here, and you can really use just about any kind of meat, I think. Like most of the recipes call for ham, so you know, we got bacon, it's close enough. But you could also use, you know, if you have any leftover cooked meats, really anything, chicken or pork or hamburger or something, you know, sausage meat. So I have this out. And first of all, what I'm going to do is cut up the bacon into little pieces and then saute it with some onion and some poblano pepper just to get them kind of partially cooked. And yeah, that's what you do. Let it saute, and then you got to let it cool, and then we'll beat up some eggs. And once the bacon and vegetables are cooled, then just mix it all together, throw it in the pie crust with some cheese and whatnot, and then bake it till it sets, and you're good to go. It's pretty simple. I guess we'll just see how simple it is. So I'm just going to put up this cut up bacon. Like I said, it's about 4 slices. It's probably enough. And throw that in there and let it cook for a while. In the meantime, I'm going to get the rest of the vegetables cut and ready to go. And then they'll go in. And just slice up some onion. I'm going to do it kind of small because you don't want great big chunks of it in there. So hopefully I can get this. This is about a half an onion I'm putting in. And I suppose you can put other vegetables in too. I mean, really, whatever you kind of have on hand. Like you could put in like maybe some broccoli if you wanted, or maybe some corn, or maybe some shredded carrots. Might give it some nice color. But for today, I'm going to just put in some onion, and some poblano pepper, not the whole pepper, but you know, about that much. Take out the seeds. I already washed it, so I'm good to go there. And I'm going to cut it up kind of small as well.
And we're going to a little gathering this afternoon to play games with the girls. So we needed to bring a little snackito. And we thought, hey, we got chickens and we got a lot of eggs. So let's make quiche. Because I've been wanting to make quiche. Because now we have a lot of eggs. I mean, a lot of eggs. More eggs than we can really eat. So we're actually giving them away to our family members. The ones that helped us build the coop. Yeah, so I'm just going to chop that up kind of small. And the bacon down here is really lean, so you don't get a lot of fat in there, which is good, right? But sometimes it's too lean. You need to add a little bit of oil just to get it to cook right. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward, really. Cut up some stuff. Don't get your fingers. Ooh. Don't want any fingers in our quiche. No finger quiche. All right, that's probably enough. All right. Yeah. Well, anyways, kind of got a little bit of, I'm going to put a little bit of oil in because it's quite dry. And cook a little better. Yeah. Okay, we're cooking. When my bacon's just about cooked, I'm going to throw these onions and pepper in and saute that up. And then, like I said, I'm going to let it cool down. And once it's cool enough that it won't cook the eggs, then I'm just going to mix it all together and grate in some cheese, a little salt and pepper, throw it in the pie crust, and bake it. I think that's all you do. That's the. So yeah, hope you like this little video. We thought you'd like to see it, so how you make it. And if you do like it, you can show your appreciation by giving us one of those super thanks. Or you can come over to Patreon and support us over there. But we appreciate anything you guys want to contribute to our cause. Gives us inspiration, you know? And it does. It really helps a lot. So. Oh, and you can subscribe as well. Don't forget that. I'm gonna throw that in there. Kind of been away for a little while, not doing a lot of videoing. But we're back now, and we thought, well, let's get back up on that horse and make some more videos for you. I know how much you appreciate seeing us doing our little cooking shows and just, you know, our life. And so you can show your appreciation too, which encourages us to keep filming. So remember that, it's very important. I'm talking to you. You, okay? Anywho, it's just about done. I want to get the fatty parts cooked, because you know, who wants to chaw down on a piece of uncooked bacon? Oh, bueno. Okay, so it's just about ready for this. I'm going to throw that in. Onion. And pepper. And I'll cook it at the same time. Like that. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing like the smell of cooking onions and bacon. It'll make anything taste good. Use it a lot. Okay, yeah, that's now I'm going to throw in a little salt and pepper, which I have right here. Salt, pepper. I'll probably put a little bit more in later. And then, while that's cooking, I'm going to get the labels. I'm going to grate up the cheese so it's all ready. But before I do that, I've got to show you all of our eggs. Look at this. Here's one that wouldn't even fit in because our curtains are full. Look at that. That's not even a week's worth. So you can see why we're making quiche. Yeah, here's up those eggs. So yeah, I'm gonna probably put in, because they're so small, they are little small eggs. It usually calls, I think, for like maybe 4 eggs, which I thought they would actually use more. But I'm gonna put in probably 6 or 8. I have a couple here that are 3 here that are from the store bought. So I want to use those up. And then, well, I think it calls for a little bit of cream as well, milk. I can't remember. I don't really have the recipe in front of me, so. Whatever it is, it'll be good. I can tell you that. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's just about done. Looks nice and browned, and the bacon looks like it's just about all cooked. So, I'm going to let this cool and grate up some cheese and heat up my eggs. And then it's just about ready to, once it cools, throw it in the pan, in the pie crust. Okay, so our stuff is cooled enough, and I'm going to beat up some eggs, scramble them. Look at these beautiful little eggs. Lovely little eggs, lovely little eggs. Little, but they got really hard shells. Yeah. Hear our pecker out there? He loves our girls. Okay, so hang on. Fertile eggness going on in here. I'm gonna get that out, because I don't like that. Okay, and then just mix it up real good. That was the beginning of a little chick. Okay. And then it says, what does it say? It says to put in a little bit of cream. I'm gonna do that, about that much. Mix, mix, mix. so it gets so moist here. I need to put some rice in there to keep it wet. All right, so let's do that. Mix that in. And then I guess just, I don't know, I got the cheese grated. I'm just going to throw in, that's probably about a cup of cheese. Throw that in there. And listen to that pecker out there. He wants in. He wants in to see our girls. You know what he wants to do to our girls. Okay, so I threw in the cheese on top of the bacon and onion and whatnot, and I'm just going to throw in this egg mixture. Mix it all up like that. Doesn't look like there's enough. I might have to make some more eggs. Yeah. I might as well. I got lots of them, right? Well, 4 to be exact. Okay. And more cream in it. About that much. Maybe a quarter of a cup. Mix it up good. Throw it in there. Stir, stir, stir. That looks a little better. Oh, salt and pepper. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Now, you got the oven on, sis?
Yep.
Okay. You want to do this? Look at this nice pie crust she made. Ooh. What you got going on?
Ooh. Yeah, well, excellent. Well, just slip her on in.
So slip her on in.
Yay.
Heard that before.
Yeah.
Okay, then just pour it all in. Evenly around. Yes.
Oh my goodness, that looks good.
I hope so.
It'll bubble up a little bit and fill it right up.
Okay, and then pop her into the oven.
You bet. I'll get the oven door.
Okay, I guess I'm popping.
Oh. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit. We'll show you when it's done. Adios.
Okay, she is out of the oven now, looking good. I stuck a knife in there and it came out clean, so it was done. And we got it in the little container here. We're taking over to the party, so we'll have a nice little snack later on. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, it'd be great. And stick around because there's a little behind the scenes footage at the end of this video. Yeah, so I'm cleaning the floor because it's just covered in flour and little bits of pie dough. And well, Chicha didn't seem to want to eat it, so other than bringing the chickens in here and letting them have at it, I guess it's up to me to clean this up. Because, holy shit, look how much there is. It's quite a bit. Anyhow, and then I'll probably have to do laundry. That's actually kind of clean compared to normal. So I'm gonna pick this up down here and finish this countertop because it's just covered in dough, but just the way it is. Oh, I just stepped in the pile. Now it's all over the bottom of my foot. So it seems to me that I'm gonna have to probably throw this in the shower, wash the floor, and no, throw this in laundry, throw this in the shower, and wash the floor, because my feet are covered in dough. So yeah, cooking with fun grannies, eh? Yeah, okay. See you in a bit.